back before we really started as a band, we were kind of just out there, just a few of us on the road, hanging out, listening to music, going to shows. Made it into town that day, my feet had turned to black. Nothing in my pockets but a six string on my back. A six string on my back. The open road, it feels just right. Pastures of plenty and a clear blue sky. Bottles of whiskey and sleepless nights. These are on the list of the Ramblers' delights. Yes, these are on the list of the Ramblers' delights. On the road for 7 days and 7 lonely nights, looking for a place to sleep. My woman to hold me tight. My woman to hold me tight. I've been in town for far too long, began to put down roots. They've all been kind to me, but it's just not what I do. It's just not what I do. The open road, it feels just right. Pastures of plenty and a clear blue sky. Bottles of whiskey and sleepless nights. These are on the list of the Ramblers' delights. Yes, these are on the list of the Ramblers' delights. Well, the sheriff saw me leaving town, but wouldn't let me be. He took my stash and all of my cash before he let me free. Before he let me free. Just staring at the crossroads, not knowing where to go. It didn't seem to matter much, so I let those north winds blow. I let those north winds blow. The open road, it feels just right. Pastures of plenty and a clear blue sky. Bottles of whiskey and sleepless nights. Well, these are on the list of the Ramblers' delights. These are on the list of the Ramblers' delights. These are on the list of the Ramblers' delights. Yes, these are on the list of the Ramblers' delights.
Folks, welcome to the Jake Feinberg Show. We're here in Norwich, Connecticut with a bad cat.
How you doing out there, y'all?
Good to see you, bro. My brother. How are you, man?
Good, man. I'm Kader from Creamery Station for y'all out there.
Kader, welcome to the show, man.
And just happy to be here and be a part of it. I thought you said we're going to pull it on the fly, so I try to think instantly, what was the first song that came to mind to start off something like this with? And that's one of our first ones there, a little beginning of where we were on the road. And I thought it was a good place to start, It's a little about rambling. And
I want to ask you a question about when you get on the bandstand. What kind of is there always a sense of urgency for you on the bandstand? Is there an angst? Is there a need to keep the pulse going, as opposed to getting into sort of a formula trip where you anticipate where everything's coming?
Well, it's definitely, depending on how long your set is, there's definitely things you gotta be careful of. Sometimes you start doing festivals, sometimes they're smaller sets when you first start off for an opening set.
Sure.
Anywhere an hour or anything, sometimes you get something even less than something 45-minute set. Usually we don't get those anymore, but anything like that is kind of hard because you want to get all these different things in, you want to express yourself in a certain way, and you want to get it out there, but you only have a certain amount of time to do it. And when you do a full show, like tonight, we're actually doing a full night of Creamery, so we have a lot more time to, I guess the good way to express ourselves and let it be more free form and give it time to actually breathe and become something different,
Does Creamery Station have you go out of your way to get a set list every night, or because I was thinking, you said I have a lot to say, I want to be able to express myself, but Why would you not just get up on the bandstand and just whatever comes out at that time, that's what comes out?
That's interesting to say because I actually didn't finish my set list for tonight yet.
Well, that's right, and you're not going to finish it, dude.
So the thing for us is we don't like to stick to a set list, but we like a set list more as a guideline, just for an idea of where to go.
Absolutely.
We have like 120, 130 songs in our repertoire right now that we pull out, and sometimes you get up there, and like we said, if you have a shortened set or something like that, you can end up spending a minute, or there's 8 of us on the stage, everything of what song you want to play and stuff. So it's good just to have an idea in front of you, you know? So pretty much we can consider our set list guidelines more so than actual set in stone what we have to do. So we like to deviate, you know, and a lot of it comes down to what the crowd's feeling, what's going on, how much time's up in the set, the energy of the room and everything. And there's certain things that fit in a certain space, you know, and a certain time for everything, I think. And so you do a couple really heavy songs and we're all aggressive and everybody's getting all sweaty. Sometimes it's good to do a little more laid back one and feel it, you know. So I think as we play more, our set lists start to, I guess, fit the roles of what we need more too, but depending on the night, everything changes. You gotta be ready to change it up on the fly for sure.
Dylan, you know, Miles would turn his back on Coltrane. Coltrane would come up and say, "What do you want me to play? What do you want me to play?" Miles would just turn his back on him. And eventually Coltrane realized he wanted him to be himself. And as a band leader, I just wanted you to talk to cats out there about what you think are the strongest qualities of leadership on the bandstand.
Yeah, I think being sure of your message is a big thing, but also being willing to admit when you're wrong on things too. A couple members in the band have said that I almost try to be too nice sometimes and say, well, what do you guys want to play? What do you want to play? Like I said, we're an 8-piece band, and the more minds you have, the more heads in the kitchen, you know, it's sometimes hard to cook something. So they said before, you know, just make your mind and go with it. I mean, we believe in what you're going to do, and it comes together, you know. So you got to be admitting when something maybe didn't work out, you know. Maybe that was a bad call last night, and I should have did something else. But I think being sure of your moves and just being confident in what you're doing and what you're trying to express out there is a huge thing.
I mean, can you give an example of when, 8 heads making decisions is not going to work?
Correct.
You know, I mean, you have to is that an area that you feel you need to grow in?
I think it gets...
As a band leader, I'm not talking about chops or anything like that, you know.
Right.
You know, I'm just talking like the idea of saying you want everybody's input, but at the end of the day, you do have to, if you're the leader, then you make a decision.
Well, in our band, we don't really consider anybody a leader, I suppose, would be the thing. But at the same time, somebody needs to take the lead when we're on the fly.
Absolutely.
So we all like to give our own mix. And actually, everybody in the band has such a great input. When there's multiple songwriters, and when we bring a piece in, it's usually pretty basic. And then everybody has their little way with it, and everybody has a taste. They all have their own styles and influences. And I think when we come together as a group, it's the best thing. But like we said, the biggest thing is, I guess when you're trying to lead something on the fly, is you need to be able to take control and know what your group is trying to do and try and express that too, because you don't want to neglect anybody or any of their feelings or how they play, because everybody has all these talents and all these skills. So you need to be able to figure out a way to express everybody the right way and everything. So I wouldn't say that.
I dig, man. That's a very good riff, man. I like that a lot.
I need to take control so much, but we go to a practice and we'll spend hours thinking of different ways to do a breakdown, this and that. And when it comes out in the end, because we have so many great minds in there, that it comes out awesome. But when we're on the fly and you have a certain amount of time, that's when it comes down to, actually sometimes the set list isn't good for guidelines like that too, and you're just really trying to get stuff in there in a certain amount of time. And just a reminder, like some cliff notes basically, is the only way I would say that. And just to keep things on track is the best way to go. But for us, I think the coolest thing about it is actually that we don't necessarily have one leader. It's that all of us take charge when it's needed, and everybody knows when to back off when needed too. Because when you have such a big band, everybody has to play less, and that's when it starts sounding good. You think about your overall sound as a one, and it's rather than me just trying to play all these really cool licks and trying to get everything in for myself. It's about maybe playing less so somebody else pulls in a great, nice new texture and everything. And I think that's the biggest thing, is just understanding that when we're moving together as one unit, it almost leads itself, and that's what the band really becomes.
It's like a spaceship.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It takes more than one person just there, but somebody maybe manning the helm to tell people to go forward or something like that is necessary, so we don't all pull in different directions and we're pulling on our buttons and stuff, you know. But
have you can you talk a little bit about the current, I hate using labels, but the jam scene, the roots scene? Like, how healthy is it? Do you feel like there's an authenticity that younger cats are longing for as far as going back? As it relates to acoustic music, also bluegrass music.
Right. I think there's all these different sides of what we call the jam scene nowadays. There's more of the the Jamtronica kind of side, and there's more of the rootsy side. And there's
Jamtronica would be machines plus humans. Is that right?
Yeah, like a lot of synthesizing kind of stuff like that, and amazing bands in that realm for sure. And then there's the more rootsy side, and there's everything in the world in between. And that's what's so cool about the jam side too. That whole scene is just this blend of so many amazing styles and genres. And I like to say that we're very eclectic. We do a lot of different styles, and they all fit within the same umbrella. We don't necessarily go towards the Jamtronica side that much. It's not really our thing. We're definitely more towards the root side. But I think it's really cool how the scene is developing, and it's just incorporating so many different types of music, and also being open to so many different types of music. Because I'm not so sure that many other scenes are that open to so many different things. You go to a festival, Strange Brew Pub, or something like that. You see so many amazing bands on every single genre you could think of, and they're amazing, and everybody appreciates it, and you notice how it all still applies to the jam scene though.
Do you guys survive on tour as a band? I mean, how, because you said you haven't been here in a minute, you haven't been down to Strange Brew, but I mean, so I'm just trying to figure out, I mean, I'm just back east for a minute, but where do you make your living on tour?
Well, we're living, some people still have jobs, a lot of the members are retired right now, and we're trying to make this thing happen. More so, we're doing small, like 3 or 4 day runs across the Northeast, and then coming back home to the home base. But we get by, we're doing a lot better. This year we're doing over 20 festivals. I think like 26 festivals or something like that this summer.
I do.
And we're really getting the music out there, you know. That's the big thing. We have faith in what will come, you know. And we're just really happy to be able to play this music and get the reception that we do when we play places, you know. Did
you put all the cats in this band together?
So actually the guitar player is my father.
Really?
Right. The guitar player is my father, and he's played in.
I just told him he can't do the interview.
He's funny. His coffee.
Yeah, he's it.
But my father's a guitar player, and he played with the harmonica player in a band, Don. They played together for over 20 years. And they played a couple of projects with John, the keyboardist, and he was actually my vocal instructor. My dad sent me to him when I started singing a few years ago.
Yeah.
And you know, we had him sit on a few gigs, and we just had to snag him up. You know, he started playing a phenomenal guy. He graduated Berkeley actually, and he writes all of our harmonies. He helps with all the composition of everything.
Your dad did?
Sorry, John, the keyboardist.
The keyboardist. So I'm have to get to that cat immediately.
Phenomenal mind on music right there, and he helps us recording all of our songs and everything.
Why do you think it's important? My question was this: is that why is it important to have different generations within the same band? I think that's extremely important.
I think it's a really cool thing. That's a special thing that we have going. That
that's cool.
Does, but you see a lot of great bands do it. I think it's a resurgence of energy when you're bringing in youth, but also that balance with the experience is just phenomenal. I couldn't imagine writing things on the level that we are without the group that we have, you know, and every day I get to play with them, it makes me better, and I'm just really just blessed to be able to do it, you know. So from there we had John, and somebody else knows somebody, our light guys knew Bobby, the fiddle player. He sat in, he said, hey, I know a great percussionist, and he said, hey, I know this really good bass player that sat in with one time, Alex, and next thing you know, we have this whole group here. The drummer, my friend Harry Cooper, we've been friends since middle school, actually. We're from the same town. So we all have a connection, and it's kind of cool to see that we all come from a different place, and then we come together into making something that what we call Creamery Station.
Just what's behind the name? I was thinking about Milk Cow Boogie, that was Levon Helm, then just like Creamery, like nursing a baby. You know, where is the Creamery from?
You know, we were doing a Dark Star after show once, and some guy was telling me what our band was named after, and he said it's after Jerry did a Save the Creamery show in Oregon.
Kesey lives. That's what I put on this.
Kesey, yeah.
Springfield Creamery.
And
this is sick, dude.
So this is somebody told me the name was about. It actually isn't connected to that, really.
Really?
No, it wasn't.
Are you sure? Because that was the benefit. 72, man.
He said, no, I'm telling you, your band's about this. But I just think that's even more serendipity.
It is, so cool, dude. Ken Babs is tuning in, the Merry Prankster. That's unbelievable.
Oh, that's really funny, then. Yeah, so he said, they said, no, I'm telling you, it's about this show, Kesey and the dead back in the Creamery in Oregon. And what it actually was about, we're from a farm in Bethany, Connecticut, it was called the Creamline Dairy when it was operational. And my parents bought it, I grew up there. And we were chilling like in the building we called the Creamery. It's where they used to store all the cream and this and that. We were like hanging there, party, feed the goats, play music, whatever we did with our friends. And kind of became a home base for us and our whole family. And it's just a little throwback to where we're from, and just the station, I guess, just being a destination on the journey of life, you know, and trying to send people hopefully in a positive direction.
Before before we wrap, why do you get off on my program? Why do you like my show?
I think it's cool to see the up close and personal, man. And you're not afraid to just ask questions on the fly and put me on the spot, man. So it's kind of cool to see your response on it, you know? And
but you dig the excerpts too? Do you feel there's wisdom in there? I mean, when you read the stuff that I transcribe?
I think it's pretty cool, man. I think that to see somebody's view on looking at something close like that is a really cool thing. So you're not only grabbing your own view of what this musician is saying up close, but we're also grabbing you as the videographer's view on it. And it's cool stuff, man. I definitely appreciate you coming out here, letting us be a part of it too, and everything. And
yeah, we're gonna have a ball, man. You want to finish? You want to finish with a tune?
Yeah, I'll do whatever you want.
Yeah, yo, let's wrap it with a tune, man. People had a ball. Dylan Kader, man. Keep cooking, baby.
I appreciate it. Gypsy woman, where did you go? You left my heart but took my soul. February never seemed so cold before. Then when you left me in the stroll, I felt a fool, but you were on my mind. I knew someday it would be you I'd find.
Yep.
The months went on and we both found our ways. Still my thoughts ran back to you sometimes. But those thoughts ain't like a morning. Nothing more than just a dream. If it's meant to be, you'll notice. It can be more than that it seems. Gypsy woman, where did you go? I need you now more than ever so. These mountain roads keep winding on and on. When I'm looking back and moving slow, I made my way out to those redwood trees, walking ignorant every girl I'd seen. I came back east to find where I would go. You were right there where I thought you'd be. But those thoughts ain't like the morning. Nothing more than just a dream. If it's meant to be, you'll notice. It can be more than that it seems. Still those thoughts ain't like the morning. Nothing more than just a dream.
Yep.
If it's meant to be, you'll notice. It can be more than that it seems. It can be more than that it seems.
Dylan Kader, go play your ass off, man. Much love to you, brother, all right?
Thanks for being here, brother, man.
This is the Jake Feinberg Show. See you later.